Everyone, this is Lalita Singh and you are going to study science with me in class 7. Today we are discussing third part of chapter 4. Okay, in our previous two video we have discussed about all of the topic like what is heat, how and in which form the energy get transformed from heat and how from other form of energy it get transformed into heat energy. Okay, we have understand the concept of hot and cold and what is temperature, how we are going to read it out with the help of thermometer. Okay, what are the scales of measuring the temperature? We have learned about degree Celsius, degree Fahrenheit and of Kelvin. Okay, then we have also looked for the structure of different kind of thermometer like clinical thermometer, which is having a special structure king, and about laboratory thermometer which is kind of long and it does not have king. In this video we will talk about question answer. So let's start with checkpoint 1. That is, state true or false. Question: heat is form of energy. Obviously it is true. Second is temperature is measure of a degree of hotness and coldness. Yes, it is true. Third question: boiling point of water is 0 degree centigrade. No, it is false. Freezing point of water is about 212 degree Fahrenheit. No, it is again false. Now next question is, adding 273 can convert any temperature converted from Celsius to Kelvin. When we are adding 273 in any temperature of Celsius, can it will get converted into Kelvin? So yes, it is true. Now next is checkpoint 2. Over here, it is also about true and false. The first question is, the capillary tube of a clinical thermometer has kink. True. Second question, the thermometer used in laboratory is called clinical thermometer. False. Second one is false. Third, the range of Celsius scale on a clinical thermometer is 35 degree to 42 degree centigrade. Yes, it is true. Fourth, the normal body temperature of a human is 100 degree Fahrenheit. No, it is false. Fifth question, a clinical thermometer can measure temperature above 0 degree centigrade. No, it is false because it started from 35 degree centigrade. It cannot measure 1, 2, 3 degree centigrade. Clear? So next question A. What is the normal body temperature of a human? Human body temperature is given over here. See, it is 37 degree Fahrenheit. So it is not correct. It is 98.6 degree centigrade. No, it is wrong. 35 wrong. It is 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. Yes, it is true. The answer is 1. The answer of 1 is A. This now second question. In a thermal power station, the type of energy transformed into electrical energy is, it is heat energy. So option B is the correct one. Third question, a widely used scale to measure the temperature is Fahrenheit or Celsius? Actually, we use both Fahrenheit and Celsius, but the widely used scale which we use to measure the temperature in general is Celsius. Okay, so answer of third question is B, Celsius. Fourth number, the highest reading on a clinical thermometer is 42 degree centigrade. Okay, the highest reading is about 42 degree centigrade. So option D is the correct answer. Fifth question, the thermometer used to measure human body temperature is clinical thermometer. Option A is the correct one. Okay, now B section, fill in the blanks. First question, in a steam engine, dash energy changes into mechanical energy, heat energy. Okay, the first answer is heat. Second question, dash propose Celsius scale and the Celsius propose Celsius scale. Third question, the freezing point of water is dash Fahrenheit. The freezing point of water is 32 Fahrenheit. Okay, fourth question, a dash thermometer does not measure below 35, clinical thermometer does not measure below 35 degrees centigrade. Understood? Now, very short answer type of question, define heat. Heat is a form of energy. Okay, heat is a form of energy which give us sense of hotness or coldness. Okay, second question, which form of energy are transformed in an electrical bulb? Okay, electrical energy get transformed into heat energy and then it get transformed into light energy. So electrical energy is getting transformed into electrical bulb. Third question, what is clinical thermometer? Clinical thermometer is a thermometer that is used to test the body temperature of living organism, okay, or human body. Fourth question, mention the range of laboratory thermometer. The range of laboratory thermometer started from -10 and it ends at 110 degrees centigrade. Understood? Next question. What is the difference between the capillary tube of clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer? For that you need to write the last point given over here in the differences. Okay, point number 4 is your answer. The laboratory thermometer has straight capillary, whereas capillary of the clinical thermometer has kink just above its bulb. Okay, this is your answer. Now, short answer type of question. First question, why do we feel hot after rubbing palms together? Okay, when we rub our palm together, the muscular energy transforms into heat energy. That is why we feel hot. Okay, second question, what is temperature? Name the device used to measure it. It is given in the new words. Temperature is measure of hotness and coldness of a body. Okay. See over here, it is given over here. Measure of degree of hotness or coldness is temperature. We use thermometer. Thermometer, a device used to measure temperature. This both of the point are your answer. You have to write this both points in answer in from new words. Okay, now next question. Third question, why is it convenient to use digital thermometer? Very simple. See over here, we are having a picture of digital thermometer. We don't need to read the temperature. It is simply written over here in digital thermometer. It is not having it is not using actually mercury. Mercury was a poisonous substance which can be fatal. Okay, so this type of thermometer is very convenient to use. So answer should be the digital thermometer is convenient to use because it does not use mercury to test the temperature and the reading is given in written form or digital form. Understood? That is why it is very easy to use. Now next question. How would you dispose of the mercury if the thermometer got broken down? Okay, so you will go to the page number for that. Here at the page number 47, the answer is written in precautions. Okay, second last point of this precaution while using clinical thermometer. The second last line is over here. If the thermometer fall or break while giving jerk, okay, and the mercury spill in the form of small droplet, then take a small bulb of kneaded wheat flour and roll it over the mercury droplet. You have to write the whole point. Okay, second last point wholly should be written as your answer. Next question. What do you mean by two scale used for measuring temperature? Actually, this is your next question. What do you mean by two scale using for measuring the temperature? See over here. In clinical thermometer, we use two scales, that is degree centigrade and degree Fahrenheit. Okay, so two scales that is used to measure the temperature are clinical in clinical thermometer is degree centigrade and degree Fahrenheit. Now next question, long answer type of question. See, first question of long question, give some example showing that heat transform into other form of energy as well as other form of energy get changed into heat energy. For that you need to just go into the beginning of the chapter. See, there are some example given. In the first two example, you can see that heat energy get transformed into other form of energy. Okay, in first example, in thermal power station, heat energy is produced by burning the fuel, which is going to get transferred into electrical energy. And the second example is in steam engine, heat energy is transformed into mechanical energy. This is the transformation of heat energy to other. Okay, now similarly over here 2 points are given which show you the transformation of other energy into the heat energy. Two examples are given over here. During the working of electric iron, he or geyser or a heater, electrical energy get transformed into heat energy. The second one is when you rub your palm together, they become warm. Here muscular energy get transformed into heat energy. This is your answer of question number 1 of E. Okay, now second question. Describe the structure of clinical thermometer, how it is used, give precaution to be taken while using the clinical thermometer. Okay, now see here, structure of clinical thermometer. Okay, you will write this heading and you will start your answer from here. A clinical thermometer is formed of a long and narrow glass tube with a bulb at its one end. This bulb is filled with mercury. This glass tube encloses a thin capillary tube. The capillary tube has a kink just above the bulb. Two scales, that is Celsius and Fahrenheit scales, are shown on the thermometer. The range of Celsius scale on the clinical thermometer is about 35 to 42 degrees centigrade and Fahrenheit scale is from 94 to 108 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, this up to this point is your answer for structure. Now about using, how to use a thermometer. For that you need to write from here, using a clinical thermometer. This one will be your heading. Wash and dry the thermometer, give it 1 or 2 soft jerk. Make sure the mercury in the capillary tube has fallen well below 35 degrees centigrade and put the bulb of the thermometer under the tongue for 1 minute and take it out and read the temperature. This is about how to use it. Now next is precautions. Okay, see over here you are having many precautions written. You will write any 6 precautions of using the clinical thermometer. Okay, understood? These are the precautions which are mentioned over here. So you will first write down the heading for this portion of answer. Clear? Now next question. Question number 3. What precautions should be taken while using laboratory thermometer? See over here. It is given here and some points are given in this page. Okay, in page number 48 you will start from precaution while using laboratory thermometer. First precaution is given over here, second is here, third here and fourth. Okay, you will write all these 4 precautions. While the temperature is being taken, the bulb of the thermometer should be kept vertically and in contact with the object whose temperature has to be measured. It should not touch the bottom or the side of the container. Second point, the reading of temperature should be taken without removing the thermometer from its position. Third point, the eyes of the observer and the mercury in the capillary should be at the same level. 4. The thermometer should not be used to measure temperature below its lowest marking or above its highest marking. Okay, now next question. Question number 4. How will you show that our senses of touch is not reliable method to measure the temperature? Okay, for that you need to perform activity number 1 of this chapter. Okay, see, this activity is your answer. You will write this whole activity from here to here with diagram. Okay, now next is question number 5. Explain the 3 scales of temperature and their interconversion from one scale to another. Okay, see, the 3 scales are, okay, the 3 scales to measure the temperature are Celsius, which is given by Anders Celsius in 1742. Okay, in 1742, a Sweden astronomer Anders Celsius proposed a scale used for thermometer which now bear his name, that is Celsius, degree Celsius. This point will be written over here. About Fahrenheit, the Fahrenheit was devised by a German physicist, Gabriel Fahrenheit, in 1740. Okay, about Kelvin scale, Lord Kelvin create another scale, okay, of measuring the temperature. This temperature on the scale measure in Kelvin. Okay, this is what you will write about the 3 scales. First, you will write like this. The 3 scales are, the first one is Celsius. In 1742, a Sweden astronomer Anders Celsius proposed a scale to be used for thermometer, which now bear his name. Second one is Fahrenheit. The Fahrenheit scale was devised by a German physicist, Gabriel Fahrenheit, in 1714. Third one is Kelvin. Lord Kelvin created another scale of measuring the temperature. The temperature again on this scale is measured in Kelvin. Okay. About interconversion. For interconversion, you will use this formula. See, the interconversion between the scales can be done with the help of this formula, that is degree centigrade by 100 is equal to degree Fahrenheit minus 32 by 180 is equal to K minus 273 by 100. Okay, first we are establishing the conversion between the degree centigrade and Fahrenheit. So here we are converting degree Fahrenheit to degree centigrade first. So we will write this part of, okay, we will write only this part of the equation. Why? Because we are going to convert them both from one to another. So we have written it over here. Understood? Now, after that we will solve it and we will make the degree centigrade alone. Why? Because we need to derive a formula in which we can convert degree Fahrenheit into degree centigrade. Okay. So in this way, we will send this 100, which is written below degree centigrade in divided form. It is written as degree centigrade divided by 100. So we will send this 100 to the second side over here. As it is present in the divided form, it will become multiply over here. Okay, so in the next step we are having degree centigrade is equal to degree Fahrenheit minus 32 by 180 into 100. Later on, when then we will solve this and this portion. You can see we can divide it. So 0, 0, 0 will be get cancelled out. 2 5s are 10 and 2 9s are 18. This way we will have 5 over here and 9 over here. Now later on, the formula has turned up into degree centigrade is equal to degree Fahrenheit minus 32 divided by 9 is into 5, which can also be written as like this. Degree centigrade is equal to 5 by 9 under bracket degree Fahrenheit minus 32. Understood? So this is the first conversion. Now let's move on to the next one. Again, we are converting degree centigrade to degree Fahrenheit. For that reason, we will need to make this F alone. Okay, so we will send first 180 to the second side, and then we will send this minus 30 to the second side. Understood? So first we have sent 180 to this side, and it has become multiply. F minus 32 is equal to degree centigrade by 100 into 180. Later on they will get cancelled out with each other, and they will become 9 by 5. Okay, we can write it like this as well, and then it will become 9 by 5 degree C. So we have written it like this: degree Fahrenheit minus 32 is equal to 9 by 5 degree C, and this, now this minus 32 will come over here and it will become plus 32. So the next step of this equation is degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5 degree C plus 32. So this is the second equation that can be used to change degree centigrade to Fahrenheit. Clear, everyone? Now next, see, conversion of K and C. Okay, see over here. Conversion between C and K is given over here. First we are going to write this. Okay, obviously we have taken the formula over from here. If we are going to change a temperature scale from degree centigrade to degree Kelvin, then we will use this part of the formula. So it is written over here: degree centigrade by 100 is equal to K minus 273 divided by 100. We will simply send this 100 to this side, and it will become like this: degree C is equal to K minus 273 divided by 100 into 100. So this 100 and this 100 will get cancelled out. Understand? In this way we will have degree centigrade is equal to K minus 273. So this formula can be used to convert Kelvin into degree centigrade. Now second one is, then again we can simply send this to minus 273 to the second side, and it will become K is equal to degree centigrade plus 273. Okay, this way the conversion will take place. Okay class, now this is about the second scale. Now next we are going to talk about third scale. See over here, the third scale is conversion between Kelvin and Fahrenheit. The whole rule is given over here. See, between K and F, first we are going to do conversion from K to F. For that we have taken the formula from here, K and F, this portion. Okay, so we have written it over here. This is the formula. Okay, then we will send 180 to the second side. Understood? The 180 will be sent to this side. Obviously here it is in divided condition, so here it will convert into multiply condition. Okay, so next is F minus 32 is equal to K by 273 divided by 100 into 180. 0 0 will get cancelled out. Okay, 0 0 will get cancelled out, and then 2 5s are 10 and 2 9s are 18. Understand? Now it will become like this: F minus 30 degree Fahrenheit minus 32 is equal to K minus 273 into 9 by 5. Okay, later on we will transfer this minus 32 to the second side. Okay, and in this way it will become F degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5 under bracket K minus 273 plus 32. So this is the formula that you can use to convert Kelvin into Fahrenheit. If we are having the data of Kelvin, let's suppose we are having in question that Kelvin value is 50. Then we will simply put 50 in place of this K. Understood? This way it can be solved. Now next is conversion of degree Fahrenheit into Kelvin. For that we need to have second formula. See over here. See. Now this is the part of the formula which have been taken. Now we will simply solve it mathematically. We had just changed the location of this and this in the next line. Okay, so we have to transfer this 100 from here to here. This 100 will be transferred here. Okay, then it will become K minus 273 is equal to degree Fahrenheit minus 32 divided by 180 into 100. Obviously, they will get cancelled out with each other, and resultant will be 2 5s are 10, 2 9s are 18 again. Then later on, next step is K minus 273 is equal to Fahrenheit minus 32 into 5 by 9. Okay, now we will pass this minus 273 to the next side of the equation. Okay, so it will become plus 273, and this way this equation is derived. So this is all about interconversion between the scales. Now next part of the question is, how will you convert 50 degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit? For that you need to look at this question. Okay, the question is already given in the form of Celsius. Degree Celsius is already given to you, and you have to find how much Fahrenheit it will be. So you will simply put this 50 Fahrenheit into this formula which we have already derived. Okay, now after putting this 50 in place of C, this will be like this. Okay, F is equal to 9 by 5 into 50 plus 32. We have put the value of C. C value is 50. Okay, value of C is 50. Now we will solve it simply by the help of mathematics. Okay, and of course we will have a resultant value, that is F is equal to 122. So we can say that 50 degree centigrade is equal to 122 degree Fahrenheit. Understood, class? Question number 6. Describe the structure of laboratory thermometer. Discuss an activity to measure the temperature of water using laboratory thermometer. Now for that you need to move to page number 48. Over here, structure of laboratory thermometer is given. Okay, a laboratory thermometer consists of a very thin capillary tube of glass which is surrounded by a thick supportive glass wall. The upper end of the capillary is closed after evacuation, and the lower end is drawn into delicate bulb-like shape with a thin glass wall. A laboratory thermometer is generally used to measure temperature ranging from -10 to 110 degrees centigrade. The stem of thermometer has marked as horizontal line to read the particular temperature. These marks are known as calibration. Okay, it means you have to write it from here to here. Okay, now about activity, you will write the activity number 4 in the same question. Next question is, give difference between a clinical and laboratory thermometer. It is given over here. You will write differences from here. Okay, from page number 49. Now next question. The normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees centigrade, but most of the time we measure it is not exactly 37 degrees centigrade. Why? The normal body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade. It is an average value of body temperature taken of a large number of healthy person. But the temperature is not always 37 degrees centigrade. Basically, it depends upon the age of the person, their sex, what time of the day they are taking their temperature, as well as what kind of activity they have been performing. Okay, depending upon these factors, the temperature may have slight variation. Now, second question, why is laboratory thermometer not used to measure human body temperature? It is because laboratory thermometer does not have kink. Okay, laboratory thermometer does not have kink, so whenever we will withdraw the thermometer out of the patient body, the temperature will gradually fall down and it will give you an error detection. Okay, the data that you are collecting over there is not correct one. And there is one more point, that when you will look at the laboratory thermometer carefully, you can see that over here we are having different lines. Okay, but after 10 lines the digit is also increasing by 10. It means per line is indicating 1 degree centigrade. Okay, so we cannot measure the temperature in points, which is also very crucial to measure. Understood? Now next question is, why does a clinical thermometer have the range of 35 degrees centigrade to 42 degrees centigrade? The answer is given over here. Here in page number 47, the temperature of our body does not, okay, the temperature of our body does not fall below 35 degrees centigrade or rise above 42 degrees centigrade. That is why the range of clinical thermometer is from 35 to 42 degrees centigrade. From here you will write up to this point. Okay class, now next question is, why is there a kink in the capillary of clinical thermometer? Okay, to keep the reading for a longer period of time or to prevent the falling of mercury in the capillary, we are having kink in the clinical thermometer. Okay class, so this is all discussion about question answer of this chapter. In our next video we will talk about next chapter. Until then, have a nice day.